Hi, welcome everybody to the Core Racing Camping World Truck Series. Sorry for the little bit of delay as I had a little bit of computer issues with the update. Still finally got it done, and now we have ventured in. So far, with me in the booth is Kevin Young.
Hello, hello, hello. Last week we were at Atlanta where it was a little bit of a half mile action. Now we're at a short track, and we're already a couple laps in right now, but it's still looking very argy-bargy up front with John Quillette and Randall Robinson fighting 1-2 for most of this race. I think Randall had the lead at one point, but John did just get around. But fast lap of the track is still with Randall. So top two still fighting, and we still got a ton of battles throughout this field as well. Couple spinners as well. I think the 66 machine spun just before we came to broadcast, and he is currently limping around on track, one lap down. Danny Ackerman has also spun the 134 machine earlier in the race, but a little bit of chaos. I think Joseph Sullivan has made a move on Stefan for 14 to 15, and Brad has made a move on Wade Patterson. I think Patterson's may have spun, as he has spun, and that's going to be a caution. So the 151 machine has caused I won't say caused caution, but his accident has brought out the yellow flag, and we will have a chance to breathe and get the viewers all nice and caught up of what's happening so far.
Yeah, that is my apologies for the late broadcast as I had the iRacing update and tried my hardest to get it done right away, but still did not get it done enough. That was a hard hit for Wade Patterson in the 151, trying to save it and just overcorrected right into the outside wall, not once but twice, and that's going to cost a fast repair there this early in the race. You don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm. We do have a lot of drivers currently coming down pit lane here, taking advantage of this opportunity to get some fresh rubber on the car. We saw during the practice session, we heard from some of the drivers before we went to broadcast, this is a third gear track. You're not going to hit it in the fourth, and you're not going to get it in the second because fourth is too high, second is too low. So you kind of have to baby the throttle and be careful. And if you're a little bit too overzealous, you may end up what just happened in the Wade there, where you just got a little bit too punchy on the accelerator, tried to get the car going, and it just kicked. And he was just a passenger at that point, and as you can see, sometimes that happens. Luckily, Wade will only get an ELO. Have to use a fast repair though. But I think it's a good time to let people know the caution rules while we're waiting here. Is that if a driver is the cause of a caution, he will get an ELO, go to the back. If he causes a second caution, he'll get a one lap penalty, so on and so forth down the line. So the 151 machine will be giving an ELO here for the next green flag start.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe in other core disciplines like the Premier, the Vintage, I believe it's the same over here. If you cause 3 cautions in the race, you'll end up getting pretty much have to park your truck for the rest of the remainder of the race. So that you always got to have that playing in the back of your head as we're only 20 laps out of 125 in this race.
Honestly, that doesn't shock me. If you cause 3 cautions in a race, and especially in a 125 lap race, you probably should be parking it because you're being a bit of a menace out there, and you need to kind of cool your jets before you end up wrecking someone else. So, and again, short track racing isn't for everyone. It's hard on the brakes. It's hard to keep these cars under control, and some do better than others. So it's just kind of a catch-22, as they would say. As I think we may be having the one to go this time by. Let me take a quick look at the page. Now we're still waiting for a couple cars to get caught up. So I think we got. No, they are getting grouped up though. So I think we may be getting the one to go this time by.
Yeah, and another thing is, especially getting into the corners, you don't want to hit the brakes a little bit too hard. As we've seen just before the broadcast went live, the 66 kind of got on the brakes a little bit too hard going into the corner, and the rear end stepped out on him. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship with the brake and the gas. You don't want to be too hard on the gas, but you also don't want to be too soft on the gas and the brake as well.
Mm-hmm. Waiting for them to get gripped up here. We've still got another lap. I'll keep an eye on the pace car here. See, we're still waiting for a couple to kind of get the yellow to serve. I think that lights are off on the pace car, so this is time we're going back. So green flag next time by. John and Randall have been kind of the master class of the show so far. But let's use this kind of new opportunity because we know Brad kind of qualified a little bit lower, Jim as well. So they maybe have this opportunity to kind of get grouped up and use this fresh track position to make an advantage. But I still got a feeling it's going to be the John and Randall show as they're about to go green.
Yeah, and this is a very interesting tactic as John actually took the outside instead of taking the inside. He wanted the outside. Not sure if that's a strategy move or if he just knows how to get around the track on the outside.
Mm-hmm. as we are about to hit it, and that's green flag, and John gets a great jump off the line. Randall, he's going to clear Randall long before the line. Now let's make sure that's all legal. We'll see if Rice Control has anything to say. Third go goes to the 27 machine. Jim Ott falls down to fourth. Matt W. George is falling. He's going to be on the 12th, and Thaddeus falls on the 15th, but everyone keeps it relatively clean going on this first few corners there, as they're all going to kind of get in a straight line, at least for the top half of the field. But a little bit farther back, you can see 2, 3 wide, I think 11th on down.
Yeah, this is a big hornet's nest back here in the back. Everybody's just trying to jockey for position, but at the same time, you got to be clean and be consistent and conservative as well. The guy on the inside with the guy on the outside, on the inside, you're going to burn a little bit more tire, whereas if you're battling single file, well, not battling, but if you're running single file, you can actually save a little bit more tire. But as we look at Brad Bubel up here running P number 3, he's not on the yellow line, but not far away from it. Going to get that nice exit of rotation coming off of turn 2.
So we got a caution here. 76 machine. I saw him drop down the order. Try to get a quick cut to him. So yeah, 76 machine has caused a caution here. We'll see in the replay of what exactly happened in a second. But ooh, it looks like he just locked it going into the corner. And I think he collided with another car.
Yeah, going into the corner there, he stepped it out a little bit sideways. Going to try to get it off the track out of everybody's way, and good job there for the most part. But once they get it came back up to the left or to the right, and looks like Caitlin Billiter gets right past him. Same with the 71 of, I believe the 71 is Jeremy Line Watkins.
But I think someone's about to hit him here.
There's Wade Patterson. Gives him a nice little touch in the rear.
Wade Patterson just add insult to injury, had to start with the yellow, and then rear ends the 76 machine of Joe Sullivan. Sullivan obviously can get the yellow, going to come in the pit lane and have to fix that car. Almost was able to get around it clean, but sadly got to fix that quarter. And Wade Patterson, I think, did come in as well. Yes, he is, as he's going to come in and try to fix some of that minor damage he has.
That's another thing of, using your fast repair a little bit earlier. Hopefully his damage isn't too much and he gets back out there with us and can run some more laps.
I've also heard over the radio chimes that the number 74 machine is smoking, and looking at his Wrangler machine, it does have some damage on the front. So I don't know where exactly he got that damage. I'll take a quick look through the old log, see what exactly may have happened, but I heard a loud smack noise about a lap ago, so we'll see. But yeah, he's got some smokes. He may have to come down and try to fix whatever is ailing that 74 machine.
That is exactly not what you want to see happen.
Lap 6, he spun. I think he spun just coming off 4 on lap 5, going on the 6, and hit the inside wall right where the start-finish straight is. So that explains why his machine's a little bit damaged.
Yeah, it's exactly what you said earlier in the broadcast, to make sure that you're not spinning the tires and getting off the throttle.
So no one really, other than some of the cars in the back, we'll just take a look at the sin times. I take a look here for last pit stops. Only major ones to come in that time by were Joseph Sullivan, Danny Ekshman, Johnny Crane, Jason Arison both came in, along with Jeremy Line Watkins, who just came in. Everyone else stayed out. Oh, and by the way, Jason, why I said laps, this gets corrected, why I said 7, 8 on Jason Arison is because he is currently 19 laps down. So it was lap 5, 6 for when he had his accident, but it was probably lap 26, 27. So just worth noting. Just want to correct the record. So we do have 2 to go here. They just called out. This will be the one to go, as they're going to get probably gridded up here. We'll see if John decides to take the outside again, because it worked for him last time. Got a great jump on Randall, and I wouldn't be shocked if he does it again. As I'm Dylan, are you currently there? Because I can't hear anything else.
Yeah, I'm well, Jimmy's here. I'm in the background, guys. I'm trying to move the cameras around for you, so while you guys are talking. I know Dylan was having some difficulties with the big update that we had today here in iRacing, but the CRN crew is always on call, so here we are as we're about to go to green as we're 2 wide, heading into turn 3, and coming out of turn 4 here, they will take the green flag.
Well, thank you, Jimmy, for that update there. I hope when Dylan gets his stuff fixed out here, as we're about to hit the green flag, and another great start by John there. He'll take him going into one here, as it looks like Randall going to settle in the second here. A little bit back, I think, for 5th, 6th, 7th, you got a bit of fight is Mark Thomas, number 5 machine fight, number 7 machine there. Thomas going to get around the number 7 machine of Ricky Gonzalez. Ricky Gonzalez not going to go quietly enough, going to take the inside. I think the 50 has a little bit of rear end damage, as it looks like it's flopping a little bit. I do see Dylan's mic moving, so maybe he has to recycle his mic here, plug it in and plug it out. As we'll see if it goes high in 4. I think we do have a light spin. Yes, that is going to be the number 50 machine. 50. I learned the numbers here first time back here. They're going to catch him right now anyway, so we'll see as he's high. Keep an eye for a car that may be slightly damaged. Nope, he must have towed back the pit lane. So all's well that ends well there.
All right, do you guys have a copy on me now?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear, Dylan.
I had my mic muted that whole time.
Oh, that's just that insult to injury today.
My dog was barking in the background, so I had to make sure that I muted it so it wasn't all over the broadcast. But what I was saying while I was muting was about the tires. You don't have to worry about saving extra sets of tires here over in this league. We don't have to worry about tires. We got unlimited tires. Also on restarts, you don't have to wait on the green flag. As soon as the pace car drops into pit road, except for the initial start, the leader can go whenever he chooses.
I know in the new update they added restart zones for oval tracks. I'm assuming it's probably only certain oval tracks, but I know when we get to other tracks, like I think next week is Michigan, if I am not mistaken. Someone will probably correct me if in the wrong here. Let me just quickly confirm that, because I think in the other tab right here, yes, I do.
Yeah. Basically with the new restart zones and being able to add them, I think at the admin, I think still talking about it a little bit there, but I think the ruling right now is we don't like to change stuff mid-season on people, so we're probably just going to continue the races the way they're set from when we started.
Makes sense. Makes sense. You don't want to throw too much of a monkey wrench into the works here on the drivers, or else you may have mistakes here. And Thaddeus is batting Josh Holmes here, 87 on the 000 machine, as Thaddeus will make the pass, but can he make it hold here? He's in the wall. Never mind.
The 000 and 87 getting together, and that both hit hard on the right side of their trucks into the wall, but they get going. No caution. Going to keep it green here, as this will be our longest green flag run of the night. But as we sit here, I'm going to remind everybody about the contest and the trivia question here in core that we have going on. The rules are you must be subscribed to the CRN network, CRN on YouTube. You keep your answers up until the end of the month, and then at the end of the month.
Sorry to cut you off. We got a spinner 35 in the wall and the start finish straight.
Wesley Fuller, just not his night, as he's still battling a little bit of COVID. But as we look at the 0-2, he's going to get a little bit loose, going to hit the inside wall on the front stretch, going to come back up into traffic but not get hit in that 0-2 Zebra Cakes machine. Going to keep it green. Looks like Wes had either towed.
He towed.
Okay. He towed. As we take a look here, going to see what
exactly happens.
The 9 gets loose in front of Wes, and Wes locks him up and noses it into the wall and gets stuck.
Oh, I hate that.
That is. Oh, you hate to see it. I know we say that a lot on broadcast, but that is something that you never want to see, is you get stuck on the wall, because now you got to have another 2 minutes of towing on top of your repair.
Listening into the radio chat say he is not too thrilled right now, as I can hear it through the comms. He's a little bit angry. But the Zebra Cakes machine goes up the racing circuit right there, and he almost hits the wall. He'll get it re-cleaned, but definitely a little bit of a scary moment, as he's going to fall another spot. Actually, he's 1 lap down already, so he will get the lucky dog if he holds.
134, Danny Eschleman actually spun it and had a tow, but the 30 truck dove it in on the 0-2, and that was almost disastrous for both the number 30 and the 0-2 truck.
All right, while we got a lull in the action real fast, as they're just kind of driving around, let you go back to your the question rules there, because I did kind of cut you off to talk about Wes Fuller. So go right back to what you're doing, Dylan.
You gotta every CRN broadcaster, me, Jimmy Covert, or Carl, we will we'll ask one trivia question throughout every night of the broadcast. You're going to keep your answers until the end of the month, and you're going to email them to Carl Handwerk, and I believe the email link is coreracingleague.com. If I'm not,
www.coreracingleague.com. You're correct.
Thank you.
okay. Um, in top 5, get a core sticker. I believe it's of your choice.
Yeah, we have a few different core stickers on the website. The core vintage series and the core race winner sticker that we have with the outline. They're really nice stickers, and something to keep for yourself. If you're a fan, especially if you're out here supporting the drivers and whatnot. And then the winner is going to get their choice of a pint glass or a T-shirt. So I would definitely keep your answers to the end of the month and get those turned in. And well, whoever has the most answers correct will, like I said, receive those, and then the top 5 will get the stickers. So,
and I can attest, the stickers are mint, 100% mint, especially if you get one with the Core logo or Core motto on it. And then the T-shirts, Carl does an amazing job with the T-shirts. It's just absolutely amazing. I actually have a T-shirt coming in the mail from Core, so
yeah, definitely. I got mine today, Dylan, the Core Racing Network broadcasting T-shirt, and it has all our names on the back with all the series that we cover, and it's not too bad. So I'm looking forward to wearing it. Obviously, I didn't put it on today because I just got it, but it's definitely good here. But we're 49 laps in now right now with Oled out front and Robertson to follow, Ott in third and Booble in fourth with Mark Thomas in fifth.
Yep. As we're waiting for the action there, let's kind of let you guys go over the question rules there. Main battle I'm seeing, though, right now, there's between Josh Holmes, Thompson, and Matt Crockus. They're fighting pretty hard. They're 9th, 10th, 11th. This number 2 Zebra Cakes machine is going another lap down, or at least is a lap down, but kind of falling down the order here. And it could be a little bit of a pick here as Josh Holmes is going to catch him here. Kind of a bad spot, and that's going to allow Carl Thomas to make moves. Third in the distance, Thaddeus Marshall makes a move on Matt Crockett. So Thaddeus Marshall, if you remember about 10, 15 laps ago, tried to clear himself going into one and ended up hitting the wall. But it looks like that machine is not too much damaged yet, as he's able to kind of still keep up with the top machines, as this truck can take quite a bit of a beating and still at least be pointed in the right direction. But at a track like this, I think Dylan can attest to this as well, as the 87 machine is going to make a move on the O2, is that if you get some steering damage, it could definitely throw you off your game around here.
The steering, especially in any car at any track, if you hit the wall at the wrong angle, your wheel either point to the right or to the left, and when that happens, the truck gets a little bit harder to control. But Thaddeus out here making dives on getting around the lap traffic nice and easily. He's not going to put up a big old fight, but it looked like John Crane, before he switched camera, got in the apron just a little bit, but he kept it clean. John Crane gonna tap the wall just a little bit, gonna give up 2 positions going into turn 1 and 2, and now he's through and clear going into 3 and 4. He's gonna keep it on the high side, not gonna get down to the bottom. I think he's just letting his tires cool down just a little bit after that major slide going into 1 and 2.
I think one battle we really got to watch right now is number 27 machine and the 04 machine of Ott and Brad Bubble, because right now Bubble is all over the gearbox of Jim Ott right now, and he's been closing that gap lap after lap after lap, and he's just slowly reeling him in. Right now, a 10th favored by Jim Ott last time by. We'll see the next lap by and see what their lap averages is, but looks like Brad's going to get a good run here, basically on the back. Does not want to give him the boot, scoot, and boogie quite yet, as it's only lap 55 of a lap 125 race, so no reason to even put Ott in a bad position here. But he's definitely kind of keeping Jim honest, as he's just kind of getting those corners hard and trying to make something happen.
Yeah, and for me being a racer, Kevin, I'd love to be in the number 21's position. Follow the guy in front of you. Make him go into a mistake. Save your tires while you're riding behind him, but be on his back bumper and force him into a mistake, and then try and take your overtake at that time and place. Now, I don't know exactly how aggressive he wants to be, but for me, I'd want to hurry up, get up to the front, and not let the 81 and 30 pull away as they have already. But for me, I'm just going to bide my time. It's still a long race. Don't want to make it a move too soon and possibly hurt my chances of getting a podium and or a win.
And top two, like I said, it's been the John Guelch show and Randall Robbins shows. They've been strong almost the whole day. Thank for the camera cut back there. It's only a 0.5 gap between John and Randall. Randall keeping John honest, but last time by, they actually ran the same lap time, 22.263. So they're keeping each other honest and keeping the throttles on. So we'll see him this time by. I think Randall just gained about a 10th on him. We'll see as they cross the line. Yep, that lap was faster for Randall there. So Randall just keeping John honest, and John trying to save his rubber possibly. I think we're going to have if this stays green, and even if it doesn't, I think John Randall are going to put a good show on here for at least first and second.
Yeah, they're definitely going to do that. They're coming up on lap traffic, so, they're going to have to use, navigate through the field as well, and that can play a big role on how you get around this track.
Because usually in short tracks, you either got one or two options: move someone out of the way, or I think John gets a little squirrely there.
Got a little loose.
That's good. I think Randall checked up in response, but at least a 10th gain by Randall. So Randall going to get closer as two lap cars are just ahead. And go back to my point: you either move someone out of the way, or lap traffic kind of plays a pick, and you try to go where the lap traffic ain't. And we'll see what Randall can do here, as he's really keeping the 81 honest. He's going to catch the O2 machine here, and he'll be the first one to go 2 laps down.
Yeah, this is going to be a good battle all the way to the finish. We're going to see what the lap traffic does if they get out of the way, as the O2 got a little bit loose in front of the 81. 81's going to pinch him up to the wall.
30.
The 30's going to try to make it 3 wide, but thinks better of the judgment. Going to fall back right behind the 81. Now they're side by side behind John, and the 30 gets around the O2. Now on to the number 71 of Jeremy Lion Watkins.
Oh, front stretch crash. I heard from off the radio here. I think it's a 74 machine. Yes, it is, Jason.
He's down low, out of the way. Going to keep it rolling here. The Wrangler machine. You hate to see it, especially the good old Dale Earnhardt scheme, as it gets loose coming out of the corner and hits the wall. Doesn't get stuck like Wes Fuller, but gets his truck rolling again.
Oh, we got a call. I think an accident in lap 4 too. Possibly. I heard off radio comms. We'll see if anyone's there. I don't see anyone off 4, so it must have been just a late call there. But yeah, that crash there at the 74 machine reminds me of Wes Fuller's accident, or even the similar accident that happened to him that gave him that engine damage under, I think, caution as well. So coming off 4 has been real much of a kryptonite for Jason. Even though he's 15 down, he's just trying to get as many points as he can in that Wrangler machine, and just trying to salvage the night here, as Ott and Brubble are both going to put him another lap down. Oh, he's already a lap down because the leaders went by, but yeah, you're going to make that even harder to even get remotely 1 lap back.
Yeah, especially if it does go green, it's going to be harder to get a lap back. And I believe we were talking to, looks like the 04, I apologize. The 04 is going to try to dive underneath the 02. 02 is going to stay up by the wall. The 04 is going to be there going into turn 1.
As it's going to be that, again, lap traffic could play a pick here, as it's going to just cause a little bit of a run here, but the 04 are going to get clear with no problems, and it's going to allow the other one to get around as clear as possible. So Jim Ott, proven why he's in 3rd place right now. Valiant challenge by Brad Bubble, but unless Ott makes mistakes, Brottle is just going to have to just kind of wait behind right now. As, again, cutting back, I just keeping an eye on this lead, as that 30 machine is really pushing John to his limits here, but not enough to really get a lunge. He's just fast, but not fast enough to make a straight. And when they're going to catch this lap traffic here of the Red Bull machine of, I think, number 18, if I'm not mistaken, well, actually 11.
11 of John Crane. 30's going to be inside of him going into the corner. The 11's going to be smart and just let him have it.
Yeah, makes sense, especially when you're 3 laps down. 2 going to 3. No reason to put up a fight here and get the steward's wrath put on your name. As, again, we are currently on lap 68, coming on 69 right now, as though some of the kiddies would say the word nice would pop up, as it has been such far a good race so far.
Oh, Wes Fuller getting loose in front of the leader's going to hit John. That's a big hit. And there's a caution.
And that's going to be caution.
Oh,
question,
hate to see it.
Does John have damage? How hard he hit that car? I'm wondering how much damage he has, because we saw the 30 machine to Randall didn't get any damage. So we'll see the replay here, as we'll see the 35 machine just loses it coming in the corner. Shades of a lot of other drivers have done here today, and just got it loose, couldn't save it. 81 machine, you'll see as the onboard camera just trying to get it low, and the 35's going down the track, and yeah, that's a hard lick. that is
I
definitely going to be some engine damage at the very least.
I will give props to the number 30 truck for giving the 81 a little bit of room to get himself low down, so he did not hit Wes Fuller harder than what it seemed. But that was not a good spot for the 35 or the 81 to be in as the Wes Fuller got loose in front of the leaders. You never want to see it, and unfortunately, John was at the bad end of that one.
Now, luckily, again, John has a fast spare, so we can get in and out, but that is going to cost him a 10th or two. So Randall, most likely, going to come out of the pit lane here, as we'll see, as they're all in their pit stops right now, getting associated. We'll see how fast it is, because entry, exit, not like much game can be timed or lost in the pit lane.
Looks like Wes Fuller just disconnected here.
Yeah, he disconnected. He said he was done for the day, as the 30 machine is going to come out of the 81 machine. So Randall going to retake the lead, as John presumably going to use a fast spare at the very least. I don't see any damage on his hood anymore, so he most likely used it. But yeah,
Well-
Wes Fuller decided to call it a night after that accident, saying not his track.
Well, as we are under caution here, we have not been able to do it yet, considering last week went from green or from start to finish with no caution. So tonight we're going to have an in-race reporter of the number 7, Gonzalez, going to get him in here with us. Ricky, you are in the booth with Jimmy, Dylan, and Kevin. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
All right. So far, we are 72 laps out of 125. Can you give us a little take on how your race is going so far?
It's going. Having fun over here with Mark Thomas. Just trying not to run over people. That's the main thing here at the short track. Track's okay. It's a little tight once the tires come in and all that stuff. So playing with the brake pies and all that stuff, but we're gonna try to get a top 5. I think we got a top 5 truck, so we're gonna try and go get one. We got a top 5 last night in the IndyCar series, so we can go get one tonight.
Well, right now you are sitting P5. Can you give us a little demonstration on how the tires were after that long green flag run?
Yeah, it just try to back up the corners so I could save a little bit of tire. I learned that trying to do that in the 87, so I'm trying to get the run off, and it feels like I get that run, but getting my nose chopped a couple times, that's not fun, and so I know I got into that. I didn't mean to, but this it plows like a dump truck, I'll tell you that.
Does not shock me. Does not shock me one bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, like I said here, you're running P5, you're keeping the truck clean. That's all that matters. And I've ran with you, Jimmy's ran with you a lot, and we both know how you like to start in the back and work your way up to the front.
I think lights are off the pace car, so I think we may want to let him go back because we're about to go
Yeah,
green here.
yeah.
Shut up, Wes. I'm going green.
Well, thank you for
Alright,
joining
well-
us, and good luck in the rest of your race.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Sorry
That
to cut
was
you
a-
off on that. We just got to
Yeah,
make sure he gets back there because
yeah,
he
I
wrecks
did
while
not,
he's talking to us. He's going to throw a fit. So it's best just let him go back and do what he does here. As 30's going to take the outside here with John on the inside. Other than that, I think Mark Thomas, now he did come in and got a good pit stop, though. Maybe took 2 tires because he came up that field. Actually, delayed start. So we're going to go one more time around. But Mark Thomas definitely pulled a big push out there. Jim Ott really had a slow stop because he's down the 15th position. I think he may have had some slight damage.
Yeah, that wasn't a hard hit by any means, but as you've seen in the replay, his right front fender kind of crinkled up just a little bit. And even though aero's not a big thing, especially on a short track, it was the front end of the truck, so it could be a engine damage as well, just a little bit. I mean, any kind of RPM damage in your truck or car, whatever you're racing, could mean a potential win or podium spot or even a top 5 or top 10.
Mm-hmm. As we are going to go green here again, we saw the outside usually gets a good lump on the inside, but we also know John gets those great race starts. So will John put up a fight here going into one, especially on lap 75 and 125? Not much left to play in this ball game here. So about 50 to go if my math is correct, but I'm doing quick math as we are ready to go. And it looks like Randall going to get a good start, but not as good as the 81 machine usually does. But I think he's not going to clear him. So actually, he just will. I think the 81 may have caught him just a little bit of slack here, knowing it's not worth putting a major incident here as Ricky's going to get around Sam Weeder. So Ricky and Sam fighting for 6th, 7th. Sam going to get it right back as I think we're going to have a nice little argy-bargy fight here for 6th.
Oh, the 7 gets loose up into Thaddeus Marshall and the 7's around.
Oh, that's going to be a caution.
Oh, broadcaster curse strikes again. I am sorry, Ricky, for when you watch this in a little bit. he just looks fresh tires, got in the corner a little bit too hot, and rear end comes around. He tries saving it. Thad, nowhere to go, committed on the high side, and just didn't hit Ricky Gonzalez too much on the outside. It looks like Eric Andrews got a little bit of a piece of um, Ricky Gonzalez, but he is able to keep going on as Ricky is waiting for the field to pass.
Mm-hmm. As Ricky's gonna go, like, I don't think he did go a lap down. He'll be okay on that point. But yeah, it's just short track racing for you, where you wreck sometimes, and there's nowhere for everyone else to go, and it's an accordion effect. As we saw with the Thaddeus Marshall, just nowhere to go. Just had to kind of try to take evasive action, go high or low. He went high, he guessed wrong, and now he's gonna have to fix that damage again. I don't know if he's got a fab spare left in the tank.
Yeah, that especially here at USA, this is like a bigger Martinsville or Bristol. You can't really see what's happening in front of you. I know Jimmy last week, us in the vintage cars at Martinsville, I can attest when something happened in front of me, I didn't see it until I got right up on it. So missing Rex here at this kind of short track, kind of intermediate track, long straights, hard, heavy braking zones, it is going to be a little bit difficult to avoid and get slowed down for it.
As the 7 is going to come in here, no one else is going to follow suit. Kind of shocked. Maybe if you're a little bit back, like I know just pit stops happen, but if you're like Jeremy, Jim, Joseph, maybe come in, get a little extra fresh tires, maybe 1 or 2 laps, and just it may not be much, but you're already in the back. You're not going to lose much time because if you're Jeremy, for instance, you're going to come out ahead of Ricky's. Ricky's going to have to use a faster pair here, but you're still going to come out at least 15th, 16th because the next car behind you, Stephen, is currently 1 lap down. So kind of shocked a few more cars decided not to try to take a risk here because all limit tires. But hey, that's why I'm up in the cockpit, up in the not the cockpit, up in the broadcasting booth, and instead in the cockpit. So
looks like
let's see.
Ricky did not elect to take the faster pair. He's going to keep his faster pair for a later time. Just got a little bit of damage fixed. He's going to be able to get back up to the field before we take the green flag.
Mm-hmm. So we're
As
gonna
we
wait
look
out.
at number 1 truck of Patrick Cooney. We did not see. I don't think we've seen Patrick Cooney last week. I believe this is his first race in the new season.
I'll tell you right now. Let's take a quick look at the standings here because it's a good way to check these things. Patrick Cooney did not start last week. So this is a debutante race for Patrick Cooney, and he's doing good so far, top 5. And let me quickly knock on wood. So we just took the ringer out to Ricky Gonzalez. So
Yeah.
let's just play the safe and say, Patrick, doing good, but we're not rooting for you or denying you. We're just acknowledging that you exist.
Yeah. As we look, Mark Thomas going to be key number 3 now with, looks like Brad Bubel on his outside. Brad showing a lot of straightaway speed and being contention up here in the top 3, top 4. But it looks like the 30 machine took the outside this time
That's
again.
been the favorite of everyone so far in the league because the outside clears going into 1. So it's not shocked me at this point.
Yeah, at least we don't do the choose rule. The choose cone. I do it in the league and it's not fun. So I'm just glad we get to do this as they're going through turn 3 and 4. His hate car ducks off. Goes to the 30. Not even out of the turn 4 yet, and he's already on the loud pedal. Going to get around the 81.
That may actually open the door for Brad there, possibly hanging around the outside, but now going to be a little bit too far back. But I saw a little bit of a wheel spin from the car, maybe 2nd, 3rd in line on the outside, and he checked up the field greatly on the outside. So maybe worth noting to see how much time lost for those.
Yeah, and you can't change your lane until you pass the start finish line. So unless you're avoiding a wreck, that's the only time that you can change your lane. But as Matt Crockett gets around the only female in the field of Caitlin Billiter, now he's going to start working on the number 66.
Ooh, car up the circuit there. I think that's a lap down machine possibly because no spots lost. Actually, it's a triple zero machine. So Josh Holmes really struggling on that high side there.
Caitlin dove it in a little bit. Almost got in the back of Matt Crockett. Going to take it up to the outside as the 04 is going to get around her now.
Mm-hmm. As it looks like they're kind of getting single file right now. Most people are kind of buying the time here, knowing fresh tires, new kind of coldness. You're going to have to keep it clean as Caitlin's going to lose a spot to Jim Ott. So Jim Ott going to take 12, Caitlin down to 13th. But with about 42, 41 laps to go, it's a situation where, all right, it's not 20 to go yet. So we don't have to take the gloves completely off. But I'll ask you as a driver inside, at what point is it go time and cutting slack and showing a little bit of more respect than you probably want to goes out the window.
For me, honestly, with 3 to go, if I
Really?
can't, yeah, for me personally, 3 to go, I will use the chrome bumper on the front of my car or truck. I won't
Mm-hmm.
spin you. I'll just, rattle your cage.
Little
I'll
boot
make it.
scoot and boogie.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just, try to move you out of the way. I say that a lot, and half the time I don't have to or use my bumper, but if I'm going for a win, and the guys just, I'm running the same line, something's going to happen, but you always want to make sure if you do it, you don't take yourself out in the process.
Mm-hmm. Love looking at Carl Thompson's profile picture right there on iRacing. It's quite an interesting sight to see. But anyway, though, back to the battle's hands. Mark Thomas has fallen down to 7th position at the very least. He's kind of fallen off on the restart there. Was hung out to dry on the outside the past couple laps. He's finally got back in, so he'll try to recover at the very least. And something else worth noting on the restart, Jim Ott already up to 11th, trying to make a move on Josh Holmes for 10th here. As I think we just saw spin Eric Andrews around.
Oh, that's the Rays machine going to take it inside and hit the inside wall coming off of turn 2. I believe he might have just got back into the gas a little bit too quickly.
That's exactly what happened. I saw it all there. He just got too quickly on the throttle, and the car got a little squirrely, and he ended up spinning. And he'll get it refired, but now he will go 1 lap down. But at least the positive is, another caution quickly comes out. He will get his lap back. So still all to play for and very least to fight. But top 3 have really broken away from Sam Weaver here, as he's now 1.9 back. As Thaddeus Marshall's made a move on Patrick Cooney, just trying to cover a lot here. But yeah, top 3 broken away from Sam Weaver is kind of the most notable thing right now to note.
And after running a lot of races with Thaddeus Marshall, he is very aggressive, but also clean as well. As the 66 going to dive it on the 50, but gets in the 50 and gets him loose. The 50 is going to come back down in front of the 000.
That's a caution.
Matt Crockett gives away that. That was exactly perfect timing, as we were just talking about Thaddeus, and we happened to see the 66 of, I believe that is
66 machine of Carl Thompson. You're correct. Carl Thompson.
Carl Thompson dove it in on the number 50, and just, I don't know if it was maybe netcode or might have been him actually making contact.
Yeah, we'll see if a replay does come up here. If not, we can kind of go back and see exactly what happened. But yeah, that's just very odd. You got a better eye of it than I did, as I was kind of cutting through the field. But yeah, very interesting. 66 will come in, so he does have at least some good damage there. He has to kind of come in and patch it back up.
Yeah. So
did not catch that last event, as SDKs has its flaws sometimes.
Oh, so we did not get a good replay of that, sadly. That is the break sometimes SDK, but thank you at least for trying there, Jimmy, as we try to at least pull it up for you. But sadly, it's one loss to the sands of time, just like Elliott Sadler's Pocono crash back in 2010. We'll never know what truly happened. But anyway, Sam Weaver, actually, a few drivers did come in there, I think, at the very least. As, yeah, top 3 stayed out. Sam Weaver, Thaddeus Marshall, Patrick Cooney all stayed out. Carl Thompson came in along with Randall, John Quell, and Jim Odd and Brad. So, yeah, top 3 stay out, and they're going to inherit the lead. They're going to try to stay out in the tubbers, but Carl Thompson also came in just recent, so he's in 4th. Actually, no, he's got the LO, so my mistake. But, yeah, top 4, which is Sam Weaver, Thaddeus Marshall, Patrick Cooney, and actually, Eric just came in, so it's only top 3 stayed out. So, yeah, they're trying to play the long haul game here.
Yeah, and like I was saying about Thaddeus Marshall before, the 50 got a little bit turned by the 66. Jimmy can attest to it as well. Thad is aggressive, clean, over-eager. He's like me, in a way. Just got to have that little person in your ear telling you, calm down. There's still a lot of race left. As it looks like Sam Weaver in the 149 is going to inherit the lead over Randall Robertson and Jim Ott. But I'm actually excited to see Thad get out here and lead some laps. Or Sam Weaver as well.
Yeah, did John have a slow start? Because did he have some slight damage on the pit stop here? Because I didn't get a good look at it. But he's fallen down to 7th position, and he was 2nd when he came in, and he lost spot to Brad, Jim, and obviously he was behind Randall. But maybe Jim may have pulled a slight strategy here. Don't have the exact knowledge on that one. I was wondering if maybe you noticed it. But yeah, John going to be in a position where he's not been most of his race in traffic in the middle of the pack. So that's something else. That's something worth noting, is that if you're Randall, John, Brad, you've been kind of in open track, or at the very least, not many cars ahead of you. But now you're 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, respectively, and you're gonna have to fight your way through some traffic and some slower, older tire machines like Sam, Thaddeus, and Patrick, and it could compromise your line. So it is worth noting to see how they handle the track ahead of them with the cars ahead.
Especially, you know, like you said, being in 7th position, now you got to really bide your time and not be over eager. You got to back up your corner a little bit and make sure you don't get in the guy in front of you, because you may never know. He might have to check up even more due to traffic being in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Got the one to green, and
Correct.
the 149 is going to take the outside, it looks like, going to leave Thaddeus Marshall on the inside.
Yeah, he made that call about a couple laps ago, saw exactly what happened. So he was like, yep, that's a no-brainer. He was happy with that decision. And only problem is, how is that tire wear going to affect him? It's going to be a bit of a slog. He's going to get off the start a little bit slow. We'll see how he shakes up.
Yeah, and with me, from a driver's perspective, I will never take the outside unless I know what track I'm on. But I always take the inside. As we get ready to go through turn 3 and 4, I'll go ahead and let you take this one away, Kevin.
All right, so we're going to cut to Sam Weaver here in the 149 machine. He's going to lead him on the line, and usually the outside gets a good push, and we just saw Thaddeus spin the tires hard there, and that's going to allow Randall to take the second, and Randall's going to be on open season here. He's going to try to make a quick move. Jim on, and the one machine spins the 87. Thaddeus Marshall around right in front of the pack. Right in front of the pack there.
Big wreck. Patrick Cooney diving and making it 3 wide. I understand the move, but fresh tire.
As we're going to see the replay here, the one machine just got too aggressive. He had those fresh tires. He kind of thought he could make it quickly. Didn't know that the 21 machine was on the outside there, and just kind of had to just do what he had to do. And too aggressive, I think, this early. Thaddeus Marshall obviously going to be kind of a little bit teed off on him, and it took a few more quick cars out of contention to at the very least give him some slight damage. So
yeah, the 21 barely escaped on the outside, and Caleb Billiter actually almost got through it as well. She got a little bit tagged and ended up getting into Matthew Crockett.
I think a driver right now that's smelling like the canary right now is Randall. I think Randall, he got through that because of the spin tires of the car in second there. He easily got around him, and he took advantage, and he was going to have open season on Sam Weaver. But as we'll see the replay, yeah, a little bit of a spin down. Randall got clear, and the rest kind of got bottlenecked on the inside because of Thaddeus spinning the tires, and it made the drivers maybe a little bit too anxious, maybe a little bit too fast going in the corner. It is what it is.
The 21 got a little bit loose going into turn 1 as well. John got in the back of the 04.
Maybe Jim got a little loose too. So I think a mixture of cold tires and spinning the rubbers kind of got everyone over anxious going into 1. And as you can see, mistakes were made as 13 hits the wall hard there. Sorry, 3 because it's Caitlin. So even though it does say 13, whatever. Caitlin hits the wall hard there.
Yeah, that's something you don't really want to see, especially, you know, running a very good race. Is, you know, she has proved time and time again that she can hang with most of these guys, and now she's got to go into pit road, use that fast repair if she hasn't already, and get back out here and try to challenge for the lead.
Mm-hmm. So we got Sam Weaver still in the lead here, but the only problem is now Randall's going to be on his inside, and we saw those tires really kind of hard to get going. So I wonder, how aggressive will Randall be on the start here? Because he's going to have that fresh rubber. He's going to be more aggressive, but we know the outside usually leads going into 1. So will Randall be like the one machine there and be a little bit over pushy like Patrick Cooney? Or will he just kind of like, I'm going to wait back. I'm going to let Sam take corner 1. I know I can get around him. But in the same flip of the coin, if he's too conservative, it opens the door for Brad Bubble, Jim Ott, Josh Holmes, Mark Thompson to kind of make lunges or kind of get pokey and maybe put Randall in a compromised position.
Honestly, if I were Sam Weaver and I was on, you know, in his truck, you see how good Randall was on the inside or the outside, and you just see what just happened, you know, a couple laps ago. I would try to pin Randall on the outside, try to push him up just a little bit, but not hit him, just push him up just a tiny little bit to where he gets out of the rubbered in track and kind of just plows a little bit going into the corner, and see if he can get away from him that way.
Yeah, we'll see here what happens as we got the 1 to go, I believe. Sam Weaver obviously going to be on the outside, Randall on the inside.
Oh, Sam Weaver took the inside.
Oh, he did. Never mind. My mistake. Sam Weaver took the inside. Maybe I don't know. That's an odd
I,
choice.
I'm thinking he's listening to the broadcast because he followed suit on what I would do. Going to see where he ends up going here. I wonder if he's going to jump the start or wait a little bit till he gets into the straightaway.
Oh,
But diving
extended
into
one lap. Caution
extended
extended one
one
lap.
lap,
So we're gonna have 1 lap to breathe here.
waiting for the 87 to come out of pit road. Thaddeus Marshall going to go down there and get a lot of fuel or damage fixed on that 87 truck. The 3 and 10 going to get waved around the pace car, and they're going to catch back up to the field.
Mm-hmm. As we'll take a quick look here, it's lap 125. We're on lap 103, going on 104. So not many laps left at the very least. Only 21. Yeah, 22-20 going 21 here. Within 20 to go. Again, glove's gonna come off, and we're gonna see how aggressive some drivers like to be.
It's another interesting choice for the 149 to take the inside on this delayed restart, but he does have Brad Bubel on the inside with him, so that's a little bit of an advantage to his part, as Brad has been a little, as he's already on the gas pedal going into 3 and 4. He gets a great launch, gonna
He did. Cleared him.
that might be a penalty, as he changed lanes before the start finish line. Can't do that here in this session, but it looks like Randall going to get right back up on his back bumper, not going to dive it in, going to make Sam Weaver use up his stuff.
Yep, as he's going to use his stuff up here, and he's going to just try to push it. John Quell gets around Joseph Sullivan for 8th here. So the 81 machine, again, first time really in traffic here. Going to have to try to make his car work and make it work. 30 machine, though, I think he's getting a bit impatient on the 149. He knows if he doesn't make something happen soon, he's going to have 27's going to have to make something happen. So how quickly will the 30 make something happen? I think we have a spin. Yeah, the 02 machine has spun it around of Stefan. He's off the lacing line, so it's not going to happen. Same thing with the 1 machine. Eric Andrews gets on Joe Sullivan. But yeah, this top 4 is really heating up here. And I think the 30 needs to make a move now. He's going to take the inside on Joe. The 149 machine. Got to kind of push him with the racing surface a little bit. 30 going to have the inside going into the next corner here. And he's going to probably clear him using the tires advantage. 27 takes a look. And he's going to try to push the 149. Now he's on the outside. The 149 machine is just going to get choo-choo trained here by 1, 2, Chimon. Maybe Mark Thomas if he can get close enough.
Yeah, that was a pretty desperation move by the 27 to get to his inside and not hook the 149, but good driving by both gentlemen as they survived to race another day. Mark Thomas on the outside of the top 4 looking in, going to try to make his way around Sam Weaver.
Yeah, he's got to make it quick here because he knows that top 3 is going to start checking out. And if he doesn't make it quick,
Oh,
and
81
gets squirrely. He gets squirrely on the inside.
Good save by the number 81, but here we go. Mark Thomas with the run on the 149. Going to see if he can take it down the backstretch into turn 3. No, he's going to back out and just learn to race another day. The 66 going to dive it in on the 9. And the Mark Thomas goes around.
50 around. Will he hit anything or will he come up to the surface? He's luckily good and he won't hit anything else. Not stuck in the wall like Wes Fuller, so he'll get it going again. But definitely a bruised ego for Mark Thomas. He's going to lose a lot of spots and is currently P13. And maybe, just maybe in a situation where he has to pit at the very least. We'll see if he elects to pull it down this time by or just limp. He will stay out. So the 5th machine, currently P13, trying to chase down the 3 machine at Caitlin next, as I think Carl Thomas makes a move on Eric Andrews.
Carl Thompson going to make the move on Eric Andrews. Eric's just going to sit there and ride and bide his time. There's still a lot of laps to go. He's just going to try to get used to this truck as...
81 makes a move on Sam Weaver. Sorry to cut you off, but just, yeah, Sam Weaver goes down a spot. John Quill up, and I think, inside corner for the 000 machine. He's going to get a little squirrely coming up. Luckily, space given by Ricky Gonzalez, so he'll be able to keep it wild up in the right direction, but definitely... They're all playing kind of aggressive passing on Sam Weaver. Sam, I think, is just trying to bring it home here and just try to get as many net gain spots as he can. He's still currently P5, so that is a net gain, but they're definitely going to get a little bit more antsy-gansy as we're coming to the end here, as we're already on lap 112. So, yeah, Sam Weaver just trying to hang on.
The 000 had a good run on the 149. Going to see if he can replicate it coming out of 3 and 4. He's going to get loose in front of, Ricky Gonzalez. Ricky Gonzalez going to check up a little bit, going to get rear-ended by the 66 of Carl Thompson, but they kept it clean. Ricky with a little bit of rear-end damage as they're still single file.
As they're just staying single file right now. No one's really been able to get a good enough run here. As we can see, I believe that it's going to be Yeah, I got to learn the numbers here again. The white car going to try to make a good in run here. Going to get off of the push here, but not enough. As we cut back to Randall Robinson here, he's still currently leading on Brad here by 0.8 of a second. Jim Ott is second behind, as actually Carl Thompson makes a move on Ricky Gonzalez, and Thompson going to get 7th. Ricky Gonzalez going to go down to 8th.
Ricky Gonzalez falling back. Now he's got Eric Andrews all in his mirror. Something you don't want to see with Eric is when it comes time and he's going for something, he does not make your life easy. I know, Jimmy knows, anybody that races in core does know about the number 9 machine of Eric Andrews.
Sorry to cut you off there. 81 machine of John gets around Jim there. I think John got a little squirrely going up the corner there. I think he may have just made a slight mistake going in the 3-4. Yes, he did. He put too much brake on it as the 81 was going in, and maybe Jim Ott just kind of let him by there. But John going to put himself in 3rd and going to try to hunt down Brad, who's about a second up the road. Continue.
That is a man on a mission right now. He wants to be up front. He knows he can be up front. But as we look at the 27 of Brad, getting around the 10 of Matt Crockett, laps down, doesn't want to be in their way, as the 02 is going to get around Matt Crockett, possibly here coming out of the corner.
Yep, he will here. Is they're going to have a couple lap cars ahead of him there. 81 again, like you said, man on the mission. Zebra Cake's car kind of blocked him off a little bit there, but he was in his own battle, so just not that wide of a racing surface. Now he's going to make the lunge on the machine there of the 02, and he's going to successfully make it this time by, but that's going to cost him at least a 10th or 2 on the racing surface.
Oh, the 02 looked a little loose coming. It might have been the camera angle, but it looked like the 02 was a little loose coming out of turn 2, as the 27 is going to get around him as well.
As again, they're all just kind of passing him. He's a couple laps down already. He's 2 down. Still trying to stay ahead of John Crane, who's his next major competition. I think Crane's on the other side. We do have a spin. The 76 machine is spun on the front stretch there, and that's going to allow Jeremy Line Watkins to get around him. As I think he'll get it fired back up before Mark Thomas can make any sort of lunge on him, though.
As we take a look here on the replay, going to see what happened to the number 76. Wonder if it's just a little loose coming out of the corner, and it is. He locks him up. It doesn't hit the wall. We have not seen that yet. Kudos to Joseph Sullivan, another new guy coming in here, as the 000 is going to get around Matt Crockett. Same with the
Sam
number 7
Weaver.
Ricky Gonzalez, as there's another good battle with Carl Thompson and Sam Weaver.
I gotta give props to Sam Weaver. He's making those tires work. He is at a deficit of about 20-something laps, and he is still fighting hard there. And he's now finally lost 5th position to Carl Thompson, but he's still within a striking distance. If he can get a good kind of entry, or if Thompson makes a mistake, he could easily get back up to 5th position. But knowing how aggressive this 000 machine has been at poking in those corners, he's just kind of gonna have to make do here, because we know with the laps lining down, we're on lap 122 of 125 here left. We only got 4 to go. So, yeah, I think it's looking good right now for Sam Weaver to kind of pull the net gain here at the very least.
Yeah, as we look at Randall Robertson, he actually pulled from a 0.8 second lead up to a 1.7 second lead, going to work his way around Patrick Cooney. At this point in time, for me, if I got this big lead, I just ride, not try to push my car exactly too much to where, you know, I'm either getting loose or getting in the back of a lap car and ruining my chances of a caution. But another man, like I said, that was on a mission, started in 7th, got around all the lap traffic and other cars, and is back up to P3. He's got two more laps to get up to the number 27.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a fool's gold mission. With going to start the white flag lap here, as Randall's going to take the white flag. And honestly, I think Randall's been it's been Randall and John for most of the race. John had that mistake happen where he clipped the lap car at Wes Fuller, kind of put him behind the 8 ball, and then that late slow pit stop really put him in the detriment that he couldn't come out of. But Randall's played his cards right. He was consistently fast throughout this race. As he comes off the last couple corners, no real chance for anyone else really to catch him here, as he is going to win this race and clinch a spot in the playoffs with number 30 machine.
Another new time winner, as we had Cody McFauley win last week, and now we have Randall Robertson coming home with P number 1, Brad Bubel, P number 2, and Jim Ouellette rounding out our top 3. That was actually went pretty quick.
I mean, considering the fact that I was only under an hour there, and we still got the interviews to do, so don't go away, as we'll see the number 30 machine here, probably burn it down at US International here, have some fun at the very least. But yeah, maybe not a caution-free race as what we saw last week at Atlanta, but it was still a relatively cleanish race in comparison for short track racing. I've seen some leagues that have had multiple cautions and it's been really a you-know-what show. But here, it was pretty good. It's actually Randall not even going to burn it down, just parks in the victory lane circle, calls it a day.
He's doing the Jeff Burton victory.
Mm-hmm.
As we get ready to run down our order before we bring in our top three, the race winner, Randall Robertson in the number 30 car. Second, Brad Bubel in the 27. Third is John Ouellette in the 81. Fourth is Jim Ott in the 04. Carl Thompson is in P5 in the number 66. Dan Weaver holding on to P6 in the 149. Josh Holmes in the 000. Our in-race reporter, Ricky Gonzalez, finishing P8 in the number 7. Eric Andrews, after a struggling night, ends up P number 9 in the 9 truck. Jeremy Line Watkins finishes top 10 in position 10th, driving the number 71 machine. Mark Thomas in 11th, driving the 50. Joseph Sullivan, P number 12 in the 76. Caitlin Billiter in the number 13 or 3. Matt Crockett finishing P14. Matt Crockett finishing 14th. Patrick Cooney finishing 15th. And Stefan Langdon finishing P16th.
And John Crane 17th, Thaddeus Marshall 18th, Danny Exelman 19th, Jason Harrison 20th, Wes Fuller 21st, Matt W. George will be the last car that finished this race, even though he retired on lap 41 as Wes Fuller on 66, but he'll finish 22nd. Brad Patterson 23rd, and Zachary Woods did not start this race, but did at least attempt it, so he is currently 24th on the circuit in last position.
I'll let you bring in the third place finisher, Kevin.
That was done. Well, I'm shocked that I got to find him in Discord here.
Yeah, I'll bring him in for you real quick.
Yeah, thank you. Some of these names are still a little bit new to me.
Yep, he's in.
Okay, good.
All right, John, this is Dylan, Jimmy, and Kevin in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
It's going. Congrats on your P3. There in the beginning, you and Randall were having at it. Explain to me what happened there when Wes got loose in front of you.
Well, I just think it was a case of looking up in the mirror and seeing the leader behind you. I felt like a lot of trucks saw me in their rear view and started running a little bit harder line. But the key to keeping this thing, the right rear underneath you, was really keeping a smooth entry. It was tough. Setup was evil. Was how I like to put it in practice. Very, very loose on exit and pretty loose on entry too. So it's tough running a third gear setup, but that's what makes fixed racing fun. And I think we had a really great car. I think it was going to be hard to beat me there if we were going to go green flag pit stops. Really unfortunate that happened, but I'm really happy to have run back up here to third after everything that happened on that last restart. That last restart started 12th and ran up to third here, so I'll take it.
Yeah, that you will, as you started P7 on that last restart there, and you are a man on a mission, letting people know, like, hey, the 81 is coming, get out of my way. You did end up finishing P3, so congrats on that. Kevin, do you have any questions for our third place finisher?
I don't think I think you kind of hit the nail on the head between the 81 and the early mistakes. I guess I will throw one thing is there with that last pit stop there, we saw you lose a little bit of time there. So what exactly happened coming down to pit road?
I just got a really bad launch out of pit stop, and that was a difference maker there. That those couple spots, I think that would have kept me out of trouble there. But that's racing. We'll come back at it next week in Watkins Glen and try to put some lefts and rights together. I'm a short track guy, a team driver here for Elite Performance Industries on the short track side. So this is where I was going to shine, these short track races. But we'll see what we can do here for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see, because there are some more short tracks coming up. But yeah, Watkins, as you said, there's maybe not as your forte, but you're definitely going to put up a good fight there. So thank you for joining us here, John, and hope we do well next week in Watkins Glen. Oh,
like
wait,
to,
sorry. Actually, wait. We gotta let you plug your stuff. Thank you for reminding me. We gotta let you
Yeah,
plug your
just-
stuff. Sorry.
Just make a shout out, yeah, because we got some folks that put this all together on the real side too. Just want to make a shout out to Cody McCauley Racing. He's out with the flu tonight. He was probably going to be the only truck that was going to outrun me tonight, other than Randall, I'd say. He was out sick, unfortunate, but check him out in the Gulf Coast running late model stuff in real life. You can check out his merch online too. Cody McCauley Racing on Facebook and Instagram. And I'd also like to thank Outhouse Clothing Company for sponsoring everything that we got going on.
Oh, thank you for your plugs. There's glad we got him in there before someone correct me on that one. Yeah. Now I think I can say, hope we see you here next week at Watkins Glen. Hope we can put on a good show.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. And now we will move on to our second place driver here in the view section, Brad Brule, as I will drag him into the booth here right now. As there he is. Brad, you got a copy of us here?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, good to hear from you here, Brad. I guess we'll start off with there is in this race you were pretty strong, but it didn't seem like you may have had top pace per se, as we saw Randall and John were quite strong in their own legs, but you were pretty strong in your own ways, third fast, maybe second fastest. So how did you feel with the car out there on that track? As we saw John kind of said it, fixed racing, the third setup gear was truly evil. So how was the setup in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like the setup wasn't bad. I mean, it was definitely loose early on, and then late in the run, I think it really kind of got a push loose. A little bit later, I actually felt more comfortable later in the run than early on. I think you're right though. I think Randall and John both were better than me. Throughout the whole race, both of them just got off the corner a little bit better than me. It looked like they could just pick up the gas or get back on it a little bit quicker than I could without getting their car to bend out of line a little bit. So I just kind of got lucky there. I think it was a pit stop before the last pit stop. I ended up beating John out of the pits, and track position was pretty key throughout the race. So kind of worked out in my favor.
Mm-hmm. And now I want to take you back to what happened. I think around, I want to say lap 90 when Thaddeus Marshall was up there, when that pit stop where he stayed out there and he kind of got a large move by the number one machine by Patrick Cooney. So in your perspective, as you were also in that, what happened in that incident, I guess they would say?
Yeah, I actually was. I was on the outside of those guys, and I didn't really see it. I actually thought, until you just said that, I thought Thaddeus just got loose or maybe drove in too deep in one and started to spin. So I didn't know he got help from the one. But I was on the outside of that. I didn't get any damage or hit any of those cars. But I caught it out of the corner of my eye. I saw the 87, pretty sideways. I was actually afraid he was going to hook it back right and stuff me in the fence. But he kind of did a slow spin on the inside, and I just went around the outside. So kind of just more lucky from where I started. If I had started on the inside, that would have been a much more carnage.
Yeah, because that whole line, the inside got stacked up by spinning tires. So that's kind of caused the pure pandemonium on the start. Dylan, you like anything to add here for a question or something?
Yeah, after last week, you had a good performance at Atlanta, and you came in here finishing P3, going to add up the points here. How do you feel about going into the first road course of the season?
Yeah, I'm still kicking myself a little bit at Atlanta. I got got hit with a speeding penalty there late, which kind of unraveled my top 5 run. Watkins Glen is going to be a different animal. I would say I'm above average at turning left and below average at turning right. So next week's going to be a little bit of a daunting task for me. I'm hoping I can at least go in there and salvage a top 10. I'll be doing a good bit of practice, and luckily Watkins Glen is, in my opinion, one of the easier road courses to run, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be any good. So we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, that you are. You did finish P3, kept the truck clean. Do you think you had anything for Randall if another late race caution came out?
No, I don't think so. In my opinion, Randall was the best car, although John had led a good bit of laps. I think Randall was just a little bit better, barely, than John. Like I said, I kind of got lucky beating John out of the pits. I kind of assumed I was about a third place car. If everything shook out the way it was, I was going to be third. I just got kind of lucky there that I beat out John the pit stop before last, and I was just able to hold on to second place throughout. But I didn't have anything for John or Randall, mainly just because I could not get off the corner as well as both of them. I felt like I was as good or better entry and center, but they were so much better off. And really, at a place like USA, the only thing you can do is set up passes by getting off the corner better than somebody else, getting under them and going through the next corner. And I just wasn't as good as either one of them doing that. So I didn't really have any shot at passing either of those guys.
Yeah, right. You are. Well, before we get you sent off here, is there anybody you would like to give thanks or give a shout out to?
No, just appreciate you guys hosting the league. It's been pretty fun first 2 weeks. Fairly, for the most part, been pretty clean and good racing. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit of some tighter racing. I know last week was pretty wide open since the field was pretty spread out, and we had the whole race went green. This one was a little bit tighter battles, but I'll be looking forward to some of these future weeks.
All right, buddy. Well, that was our second place finisher of Brad Bubel. Going to see what he can do.
Wait, did he thank his sponsors and such? Would that be
Yeah.
the shout out? Oh, he did. Sorry, I was looking at my phone there. Sorry.
It's all good, buddy. But yeah, as we go into week number 3, going to bring in the winner here, the number 30 of Randall Robertson. This is Dylan and Kevin and Jimmy in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey guys, how's it going? Good to be talking to you again just a week later.
Yeah, that right. You're right. You are. There, in the beginning of the race, it seemed like it was like what Kevin has been saying with our other 2 competitors. It was you and John the whole race. Did you think maybe you had something for John there in the beginning, or were you just trying to conserve tires as it could have went like Atlanta last week and went green?
Yeah, a lot like Atlanta to start, just not knowing how things are going to play out. So I was trying to just do just enough to stay out in front of John. He'd get around me because I saw a car sideways up in front of me, truck up in front of me, and they were rolling down the track there in 3 and 4. So I moved up a little bit. He took advantage there and got around me, and I had no clue how much dirty air was going to play a factor, because as soon as he got around me, the attitude of my truck completely changed. Would not turn as well through the center as it was prior when I was out front, and just kind of biding my time there. And I think on a long run, I had something for him, but short run, if he's out front with clean air, that was not what I wanted to see. And luckily, we had that caution that unfortunately happened right in front of John. It gave him just enough damage to where the repair time gave me just a split second advantage on pit road, so I was able to get back out in front and hold it from there through a couple of other restarts.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question. With Wes Fuller getting loose in front of the race leader of John, it looked like you gave John a little bit more room to get his truck slowed down, and you not just bowling over him. Tough break for John getting into that wreck. But did you? I kind of spaced out there. Did you say you got a little bit of damage from getting in the back of John, or did you get away with that?
No, I didn't touch him. If I did, it wasn't enough to have any damage. But I guess he got just enough to where I don't know if he accidentally had the repairs clicked or whatever the case was. But it was that repair, and I was talking to him a little bit prior to the interview here, and said that that was just enough to hold him in his box a little longer than he needed to be, and got me out front.
Well, that's all that you needed. Kevin, do you have any questions for our first place finisher?
I guess I'll say this is that you've already won here, so you are pretty good going into the playoffs, and you've definitely put yourself in a good spot here. But with Watkins Glen next week, how do you feel with road courses? It's one of the only road courses on the calendar. So how do you feel with taking this truck both left and right?
Not nearly as confident as I felt coming into Atlanta and USA tonight. So going to be a survival mode race for me. Just stay on the pavement and just let the finish fall wherever it does.
That is usually a good strategy for some people that aren't really the best road courses. Just minimize damage lost, and bring home as many points as you can. Now, this we're part of the segment where we let you thank whoever you want to thank. So you got sponsors, friends, family, whoever you want. Shout it out right now.
Yeah, this one caught me off guard last week, so I'll get some more names in there. But of course, Brad Buble, my teammate, was awesome to get a 1-2 with him tonight. So very cool there. My wife Leslie and a couple of buddies of mine, Cody and Christopher. They've got the link. I know they're watching around now, but they are. Appreciate it, guys. Maybe you're the good luck that I needed, and if not, I'll send it back out next week and see if I can get some eyeballs on it.
Well, it's always good to see some new people watch the stream, and hope we did have 8-10 viewers. Hopefully they wanted viewers in there. If they did, they got a great show there. Thank you for joining us, Randall, and hope we have some good pace next week on Watkins Glen.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and I think that's going to wrap it up here for the broadcast. I'll let you finish off here, Dylan. But first, I will ask you one quick question. Who was the best driver here in the field here today? I think the obvious answer is Randall, but is there anyone else you want to shout out that you saw in this field?
For me, honestly, I'd say the 81 of John Ouellette. He was quick, like just a short track driver, and he was there when it counted until the end, and managed to bring out a top 3. So congrats to him, being up there when he really needed it, and hopefully his momentum, same with everybody in this field, take that next week and see what happens at Watkins Glen.
Personally, I want to take a quick shout out to Sam Weaver, who made that late strategy work where they decided to stay out, and they ended up getting a P6 position. So Sam Weaver definitely pulling those old tires out, and even though couldn't hang on to the lead, definitely rebounded for a top 10. That's going to be some good points for Sam Weaver in the 149 machine.
Yeah, and also the trivia question before we get out of here is, in season 1 of the Vintage Cup, who won the very first race of the first season of Vintage? The rules are as follows. You got to be subscribed to CRN. Got to make sure that you look at the website. Top 5 get a sticker, and the winner gets a t-shirt or a pint glass.
And like we were talking in those broadcasts, those shirts, they're very high quality. Those stickers, they're pretty good quality as well. So if you get it right and you win, you're getting some quality merchandise from Core Racing. So make sure you enjoy that merchandise. Put it on the back of a truck. Wear it to a wedding. I don't know what you want to do with your stuff, but make sure you enjoy your stuff.
Yeah, you'll catch us tomorrow night. Well, you'll catch me tomorrow night as I come back to USA in the Xfinity cars, as I was not here last week, but now I am going to be here full time, and now I get to look at the Xfinity cars take, I believe, 135 laps all the way around here. I'm not 100% sure, have not looked at the laps so far, but you will catch the action here on CRN tomorrow night at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. I'll actually be out there on track tomorrow, so hopefully you don't need my help up in the booth like tonight. But thanks for, I guess I was your savior tonight to make sure that the stream went live and all that stuff. And again, thanks to all the viewers out there, and congratulations to all the drivers. You all did a good job out there, and you put on a great show. So hope to see you next week and see what else and see who finishes up top.
Yes, sir. And reminder, everybody, take care and brush your hair.